Hi there, I'm Tiffani Helberg. I'm a proud member of ChamberSOUTH. I'm excited to welcome you to this edition of ChamberSOUTH Spotlight. Even more excited to have the great Jacqueline Moreno with Safe Families for Children with us. And we're so thrilled. You've been on the job about 7 months, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so tell me, how has your 7 months been for you?
It's been, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us here and for spotlighting our wonderful faith-based nonprofit. For the last 7 months, I've had the pleasure of and the blessing of being the director for Safe Families for Children in Miami. And what I've experienced hands-on, it's been a lot of personal growth. And getting to know this wonderful nonprofit and our mission and our vision and the things that we have done and the things that we are planning to continue to implement into the Miami-Dade County area.
That's a really tough but important job. I'm so impressed and inspired by what you've told me so far. Can you explain a little bit about what Safe Families for Children does?
Safe Families for Children, we are a faith-based organization in which our main mission is to keep children safe and families together. So we avoid those children entering unnecessarily the foster care system. The majority of the times when the families are facing social isolation, they're facing poverty, lack of resources, children end up getting abused and neglected, and they end up in the foster care system. We come in as a group of volunteers to be able to support and guide this family, hold them by the hand, walk them with through their crisis, and if needed, those children, if they need hosting, because we are like foster parents, but without being foster parents. We're not licensed, but we are fully vetted and background, fingerprints, and trained to be able to host these children. And by we doing that, we are creating a circle of support around them. We're wrapping them up with resources, with guidance, support, and love. Parents, and we're hosting these children so that they don't get interrupted services. They continue to have their structure and their daily lives, and they are kept safe, and their families are kept together because families don't lose their custody. This is a temporary custody that we do. This is a temporary placement, and it's voluntary. The parents, they are in control of their kids in the sense of, they're in the unity of the family, and we are building a relationship, strengthening these families, empowering them so they're able to thrive and continue to be part of the society and not having their families ripped apart.
Sure. And about how many families at a time are you generally helping?
We have about, this year, we've done about, I would say maybe 10 hostings because it's been quite difficult to recruit. The recruitment volunteer in the process and me being on board, some things changed and some things have swifted. So it's been a little lengthy to be able to recruit volunteers and regroup again as a chapter in Miami.
And you're all volunteers?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we are a volunteer-led organization. We are professionally operated, but we are volunteer-led. Our volunteers are the heart core of our organization. Without them, we wouldn't be able to host our children, create those family friendships, those family coaches that we need, because some families, they need more of a case management protocol, and we provide that through a family coach. We have different roles within our organization: host families, family friends, family coach, and we all serve a purpose, and to be able to walk alongside with these families and just create an extended circle of support.
That's great.
Not have them alone. Introduce them to a church if they don't have one, or if they do, let's try to regroup them and accommodate them so that they feel empowered and that they can they are allowed to belong to society.
Do they have to be of a certain religion to be helped? No,
not at all. We are faith-based, and our volunteers, the majority of them are fueled with that faith and that love for others. So that's our main recruit platform, let's say, our church engagement, but we welcome all. And we are able to take care of, all religions, all faith, all walks of life.
Yes. And you mentioned it's evidence-based. Can you explain what that means?
Yes, we are the only organization that has been evidence-based in the fact of a couple of years ago in the Illinois department, because, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. This foundation was created in Chicago over 20 years ago. So, you know, a little bit of our backstory. Now, fast forward 20 years, we are in over 100 cities in the U.S., and we're also in a couple of countries outside of the U.S. as well. Having said that, evidence-based, we did a study with the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services back in 2015 to 2018, where they evaluated over 300, I would say maybe 300 to 400 families in that span of 3 years. And the evidence was based in the evaluation done by CPS, whether children that are at risk, if they're in need, if there is a possibility of immediate change to improve their safety and safe families for children, was able to, do that evaluation and present that placement and that protection for the children. And it was super successful. We'll have about a 98% reunification rate after safe families for children intervening and placing those children in a safe environment. We were able to save those families and those children entering the foster care system. Therefore, that evidence base has helped us to set us apart from other organizations, because we can prove that this plan works. This evaluation or this assessment for families, it works.
Sure. That's awesome. So I work at Community Health of South Florida, and we have an intensive foster care program for kids with intense behavioral health issues. So can you kind of explain what is the difference between your program or foster care?
Foster care, they're already in the system. They're already with the government, placed in the state of the care of the state. We are voluntary. These are either self-referral. As a parent, you come in and refer to us, or you can go to an agency and they can refer you through that agency and to receive services. So that is the main difference between us and the foster. We are preventive. We remain custody of the children with the parents, and we just want to empower and strengthen that family. Versus foster care system, you are completely dependent of the government to care for those children.
Sure. Do you work closely with authorities, with DCF?
Yes, we do work closely with DCF. We also work closely with agencies like CVAC, because we also deal with a lot of domestic violence situations where children, they need immediate hosting. We also have immigration issues and also human trafficking, a little bit of everything. But wow, we try to cater for it all and cover all different circumstances and situations.
So you're also having to deal with security and making sure people are safe. That's a lot beyond all the other issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But safe families, we have 3 core values, and that's disruptive generosity. That's unintentional, oh my goodness, I forgot one of them. Disruptive generosity, intentional compassion, and oh man, I forgot the third one. But it's okay. They can see it on your website. Those 3 core values are the essence of how we do it to protect our children and to not deviate from our mission and our vision.
Talk a little bit about some of the services that you do to help strengthen these families, because you said sometimes you do need to separate the kids. So then how do you build that partnership back up with the parents and the kids?
For example, when a child is being hosted, you have the host family that are taking care of the children. Then you have a family coach that it's overseeing the whole case management situation, making sure, doing weekly visits to the host family, making sure that the child it's safe and everything is going well. We also have a family friend, which is another role that comes into play between the host family and the family coach. It's kind of like the mediator. Okay. And if, let's say, that host family needs some respite care because they have something going on, they need a little bit of support, that family friend provides that support. So it's all this intertwined support where we don't try to burn our host family, our family friends, and our family coach. So we are always in communication. We are visiting also the parents on a weekly basis. The parents can come to see their children as well, depending on the situation and how it is. And the unity and the communication is there. And that's why our reunification is 98% versus, I want to say, what is it, a 70% rate reunification? Or maybe even lower than that for when kids enter the foster care system.
That makes sense, though. Yeah, that's good that you're
Yes.
preventing them from getting into the system and keeping that family together. I'm sure that this also takes a toll on your staff, the volunteers. Can you talk a little bit about how they cope with some of these issues?
Being volunteers and being people that are fueled by faith, that puts them in a higher level of empathy, compassion, patience. And I have seen that it has taken an emotional toll here and there, because depending on a case by case situation, our volunteers seeing the joy of the family, seeing the joy of the children, being able to still have the contact with the parents, knowing that they are going through a crisis, but they are sticking together, and building that community feeling and that sense of belonging, building relationships, because I've seen volunteers that they are taking care of this family for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, but once they are done with that, not necessarily they are done. They have built a relationship, and they continue to keep friends and inviting each other's now at birthdays and holidays, and it's just extended family.
Sure. They say it takes a village, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we are a village. So in your 7 months, can you think of a case that just sticks in your mind that you think about all the time? You don't have to mention names.
We have a very special mom that my family coach supervisor, Desiree, she brought her along. And it's a mommy that has a very difficulty background the last couple of years, a lot of DV situation, separation from some children, because she has some with foster parents, and they has some that's still in her custody. And it's been very heart-wrenching, very emotional. Taking our family friend that was chosen for this mom has been extra special. This lady drives from all the way South Kendall to Homestead to the North Miami, because the children are in different foster, parents and houses. And it's just a whole logistic that takes about a couple of hours to reunite everybody together. And it's been inspiring to see this mom being consistent. Doesn't matter how early she has to get up, how many buses or Ubers or things that she has to do to make things happen, and to see their children on a weekly basis for months. It's beautiful to see them working together. And this mom has gone through a lot. And not long ago, a couple of weeks ago, we were hosted by another wonderful organization, and we had a wonderful lunch that we honor these DV moms that we have serviced before. And she was one of those guests, and they had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
That day was beautiful. They played mini golf. They had a wonderful dinner, and everything was just beautiful for them.
So then you lay your head on the pillow at night and you think about that case, and how do you feel?
Oh, I feel wonderful. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to be a catalyst for a change, to be that hand that it's able to connect and build this web of just magic people, and this community that comes together to help one another when needed, and build these everlasting relationships.
I love that. So if there are other people in the community that want to be part of this magic and helping these families that so desperately need your help, how do they connect with you, and what can they do to be of a help?
Well, first of all, our number one need right now, since we are reestablishing the chapter, is our volunteers. Any kind of volunteers, family friends, family coach, host families, whatever you can do to just help us service the community. That's our number one goal as of the moment. If you cannot volunteer for any other reason, then our best connection will be engaging with your church, telling your friends and family about what we do and our mission and how we can serve as a community. Introduce you to our congregation, to your church. We can go there and present and tell them about us and how we can add this beautiful ministry to their church and their community outreach. There's some people out there that really they have their hearts open to foster and adoption and just taking care of others. We also accept monetary contributions because with that, we are able to help and train our volunteers and vet them and make sure that we have resources for these families on a case-by-case basis. Partner agencies, being able to partner with other agencies, that's a major plus. And the more that we collaborate, the stronger that we become. And business sponsorship, local businesses that can help us and sponsor us, that could be another wonderful way as well.
Great that you joined the chamber because there are so many businesses that you can partner with. Anything that I haven't asked you that you really want people to know about?
I think we have covered a good amount of questions. I think we're pretty good.
Well, what a tremendous program and an honor to sit down and speak with you, Jacqueline. I appreciate your time. I wish you and the program all the best. We as a community are standing behind you. You can reach out to Jacqueline at Safe Families for Children and be a part of this miracle program that she and her other volunteers are pushing forward. And you can join us at ChamberSOUTH at one of our many networkers and be part of this business community that's doing good. Thanks for watching.